recorded the first try at this video. I'm in my room / grow room, and I had my fan on, and it was just really annoying to hear my voice constantly with this zoom of the fan. I'm trying to make this very low effort. I'm like recording with my phone, and I just kind of like put a Sony camera up in a tripod, and I'm just kind of doing this really fast because I tend to never document anything, but I also don't want it to be so terrible. I mean, I guess there could be room for improvement, right? Anyways, the reason I'm starting a new project. I want to share it. I want to be really engaging so people can participate, and it's kind of like a crazy mission, and I'm going to start very, very small. That I really want to capitalize on all of the social media and streaming platforms and all of these things. So I'm building this cohort of like artists, farmers, climate change volunteers, and just enthusiasts. And honestly, the things all over the place, and part of me doing this is to like sort of throw my ideas into something and like realize the weak points and how I'm expressing this and how I can communicate it and get people like involved in it. So yeah, this is gonna be a little messy and rambly and all over the place, but I really want to have some sort of documentation of this from the start. This all came from way back in the pandemic when Trump gave us those delicious stipends. I took them and I spent them all in like trying to teach myself how to grow food. And then I moved to the Bay with my roommate and partner, and I kind of like fell into this community of like horticulture. The primary reason I'm doing this video is to just talk about what I'm doing right now. But yeah, long story short, I joined this program called CCAC, which like some of the stuff from CCAC is back here. Not that really cool artwork, but the other stuff. Anyways, I joined CCAC and I just kind of was a little bit disillusioned with the way that we're approaching the climate issue. And one of the crazy ideas of this whole thing is to utilize art as like a vehicle for people to get engaged in the climate issue instead of just like scientific jargon that gets everybody really bored. Because as soon as I started getting really into like living soil and regenerative practices and things like that, I realized how cool it is and how empowering it is to be able to grow your own food and your own medicine and your own culinary herbs, or take care of trees that can become lumber for your house. Like, the planet is aching to give us resources and we are wasting them, or poorly utilizing them, but also just not thinking ahead on where these things are coming and how they're all meant to sort of like use themselves to regenerate. And I'm getting really heady. I definitely smoked some weed before this. So anyways, the plan is to work on some soil making workshops and hopefully get some donations through whatever means necessary to fund the program that would be a little more competitive. I can talk about this forever. The idea is of the soil workshops to be sort of a way that people can learn about making living soil and sort of like the basics of that. And then now after everybody has their own living soils, that creates like a little community where people can talk about how they're taking care of their living soils, what they're growing in them, the different things that they found, how they're watering, just all these things. And hopefully get funding to create a program where it would be a series of workshops that would be paid. So we would be paying people to go to these workshops, learn how to grow and harvest potatoes in each one of these workshops, and then compete with each other to see who can grow the most potatoes. And then at the end, have a whole event where we feed people a free meal where potatoes are the star, and ask for donations, maybe have some artists come and perform, just have like a whole little event based around agriculture in urban areas, just urban greening and connecting back with the land. So yeah, so far I've been able to get a website, get a Google Workspace account. I need to look into like what the structure of this organization is going to be, because I kind of want to like sell organic soil amendments, but also give them away at a sliding scale to disimpoverished communities. I want to create like also some sort of like system where we have places we can compost in, places where we can make vermicompost, maybe grow mushrooms, and sort of like make a community around that and all these agricultural practices and how they can be done in like small scales so people can get engaged, and also in larger scales so people can get jobs in industries or make their own job. Because I think that's one of the biggest qualms I have right now with where I'm working. We're basically trying to create a workforce that will be educated for these big industries that are kind of part of the problem. I want to take a more grassroots approach, a more artistic approach, a more humane approach to this issue. Anyways, stay tuned. I want to like show you guys my garden. I want to show you guys like the soil recipe. I want to show you guys all these interesting things that I'm sort of trying to like teach people. Shout out to like Build a Soil and Kiss Organics, and honestly like Epic Gardening, and Nature's Always Right, Charles Alling, Clackamas Scoot. Just, you know, we're setting the foundation for all of us to come back and relearn these practices, and hopefully kind of just say like enough is enough, and set a new standard for how we live in the future. Hopefully I'll make a habit of this and editing and actually like putting these things out. But yeah,